This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, I have something to watch. What is this? What is this? The intro to some 80s adult film? What is all this smoke and nonsense? I'm so confused. I do feel like there's some gimmick infringement going on. It has me a little bit nervous.
It's me. It's MBM. And today...
MBM that doesn't even rhyme.
I can't even keep a straight face. I tried to impersonate CGB, but I couldn't do it. Oh, this is Mono Blue devotion. Have I stolen Mono Blue? Well, he stole black from me, so I'm gonna steal blue from him.
Steal blue from me. The very notion that just because you made a video before I made a video, and that means that you get to keep the deck, is insane and absolutely preposterous. What kind of the ego on somebody to think that just because they make the first video with a blue devotion strategy when something is this obvious is completely insane. But stealing blue from me, forgive me, but I must go all out. Just this once. Alright, today we're going to play Mono Blue Devotion, the version that I worked on for the absolutely epic streamer event sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. And this deck is very different from what you may have seen on other channels. And to quickly address the nonsense I've stirred up with other channels, I think that there is a time and place to have a little fun. And I hope that you guys are enjoying it. Because, you know, I didn't have or foster or cultivate any good WWE style rivalries in 2019, but here in 2020, and especially around the release of new cards, I think there is a place for going out there into the world and having a bit of fun at the expense of others. I can certainly take it, and I can certainly give it. So, in the spirit of giving, this is Mono Blue Devotion, the CGB way, the way that does not need Agent of Treachery to steal all your things, the way that does not need a Vantress Gargoyle to do I'm not sure what. This deck is a good old-fashioned combo deck, a deck that goes completely off with Nyx Lotus, untapping it with Kiora and Corridor Monitor, generating tremendous amounts of mana. But do I steal their things and pass turns? No, 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 no. I draw a huge chunk of my deck, go ripping through it, and I play Thassa's Oracle as the win con to win the game. As long as you can get devotion greater than the number of cards in your library, Thassa's Oracle can close the door. Hopefully I'll be able to show you some absolutely amazing things in some games that I've already played with the deck. As early as turn 5, I've generated over 30 devotion to blue. And because of that, whether or not I steal the opponent's permanents doesn't really matter. Whether or not I Thassa's Oracle and just go absolutely crazy, now that is a thing of beauty. Fabled Passage looks weird in the mana base. I stole this from Legend. I saw it on a list that he posted, the idea being to shuffle away cards you don't need with Cavalier of Gales. Leyline of Anticipation is a very key card in the deck. If it is in your opening hand, you may begin with it on the battlefield, and you may cast spells as though they had flash. You don't want to draw more than one of these, like ever, and you really only want it in your opening hand. I played around with 4 for most of the event, but I've come back to 3 because I've decided I want to draw my Corridor Monitors and Kioras a little bit more than the ley lines. But I think 3 is just fine. If you have it early, you can play a flash game and the opponent does not see your combos coming. Thassa, Deep Dwelling, and Cavalier of Gales make up the fair portion of the deck. If the opponent is trying to just simply play a mid-range game with you or keep you from comboing by focusing on countering your Nyx Lotus, and you do things like play Thassa and Cavalier of Gales, you can just win the game by beating them to death and flickering this for a ton of value. But really, if they blink or flinch for a minute to try to deal with what you're up to, and you get a Nyx Lotus going, they might find themselves out of the game before they even knew what hit them. The sideboard is accessed by one Fae of Wishes, and honestly there's a lot of toys in it, and each of them has a different situation. I will just quickly say that the most important card is Finale of Revelation. If you run low on things to do or need to reshuffle your deck, this is what I fetch the most often by quite a bit. Untapping 5 lands is of course excellent as well, don't forget how that works, and you shuffle cards back into your library, don't forget how that goes. There's plenty of counter spells if you need to fight a counterspell war or toot us up at instant speed thanks to Leyline of Anticipation. The other most fetched card is Unsummon, because sometimes in our pursuit of the massive devotion we end up with all of our Thassa's oracles on the battlefield. And if you want the devotion is greater than the number of cards in your library, you win the game thing to go off, sometimes you have to fetch an Unsummon, bounce your own oracle, and replay it. Please remember that Brazen Borrower only targets non-land permanents and opponent controls. So, with that in mind, let's dive in. Let the mono blue nonsense begin. We're facing Hody of the Garrick avatar. Our hand is pretty juicy. We'll run with this. This could be fun. We have a turn 2 play, a turn 3 play. The Wizen draws some cards. Healer's Hawk. So Corridor Monitor doesn't really help here, so let's just use a Brazen Borrower to bounce the inevitable Ajani's Pridemate. Birth of Melitas. Okay, that's probably not worth bouncing. The Heliod my opponent plays next turn, however, is probably worth bouncing, so we'll save for that. I think we just run out of Gadwick. Just having this on the battlefield and being able to use it with a Brazen Borrower to buy time could be really valuable. Although having triple G's, not great. Bishop of Wings. Good old enters the battlefield with an angel, gain 4. Holy cow. Attacking here doesn't really do anything. We'll just pass the turn over. Look for something. We're looking for something to bounce. Something to bounce, something to tap. There's the Pridemate. We knew it was coming. Alright, so Petty Theft, what? Opponent can just recast this. So maybe we let them grow their Brazen Borrower here for a minute. Or their Ajani's Pridemate, I should say. Life total shouldn't matter too much. We can win outside of combat. And then we'll do this on the end step. Just to take it away from the opponent for another turn and build up our resources. Alright. I could have a Corridor Monitor on the field. We usually generate a lot more mana with them once we have... And there's nothing to really block. Actually, maybe I just play Gadwick and draw 2. If we're going to do that anyway, we may as well attack with this one, see how the opponent responds. Or wait, that was wrong. So I could have played this one, tapped that land and gotten in, but then I wouldn't have the blocker for the 1/4. Yeah. I don't think it matters very much, actually. I think we're splitting hairs now. Okay, Cavalier of Gales is a big boy. Hand is definitely looking to keep hitting land drops and find and set up the Nyx Lotus. Pridemate returns. Omen of the Sun. Create 2 1/1s, gain 2 life. Okay. We're moving up on this Pridemate and going wide. There's the Lotus. Man. I can't untap it though. I think I want to wait till next turn and hit my land drop very badly, so I can do it all at once. It also puts a very large body in the way. There's a land. So what do we put back? We have plenty of monitors. I am going to want them. And we have the Kiora now. Let's put these back. Put this on top. Hit our land drop. Pass the turn. See if the opponent has a Banishing Light or some trick for the Cavalier of Gales. If they don't, I think we'll be rolling Elspeth. Dangerous card.
I will rend the sun from the heavens. Heliod will pay.
Very dangerous card. My hope is that the opponent will just not attack with the Pride Mate one time here. We don't want to block at all because we need to keep our devotion high, which is one of the reasons I like playing very large creatures like Cavalier of Gales as opposed to the Owl. If I block here, what will happen to me? Can the opponent kill this? I think we're best off just taking this damage. Because if we get to play magic from here, good God. Lotus. Beckoner. Time to party. I'm going to try to play quickly, and I might not play perfectly. I'm also going to try to narrate as best I can, but I find if I don't play quickly, my opponents may concede when they start seeing me going crazy, because there are a lot of things to resolve here. So we play Brazen Borrower to get more devotion. Corridor Monitor. Untap this. Alright. Let's see. Make another 10. Corridor Monitor. Untap it again. Make it 11, 21. So 21 minus 3 is 18, minus 2, because we know about the Corridor Monitor is 16. Gadwick for 16. Tap the Elspeth, because we can. Choose which one to keep. Doesn't really matter, but I'll keep the one without Summoning Sickness. Draw the cards. Corridor Monitor. Tap the Omen, because why not? Untap the Nyx Lotus. Now we want to build up a ton of devotion and make sure that we still have 3 left. Reminder to self, use Resolve All. And what we keep on top isn't going to matter a lot, but I'll keep another Oracle because that is our win con eventually after all. And tap again and resolve. Draw the 3. We'll draw the Oracle and play it. Alright, put 2 back. Any 2 will do. We're going to scry them away now with the Thassa's Oracle, which is going to generate more devotion. And we're looking for another Thassa's Oracle or another untap effect, of which I do have another untap effect. I guess we'll keep more Oracles. Now we will play the other Kiora. Special thank you if you're out there, opponent, for watching. And we'll do this again. We still need to draw back into the Oracle. Where is our deck? 26. What is our devotion? Still a little ways off, but I think we can get there now. We're on 20, so we can play this ley line. That will help contribute. Brazen Borrower, the creature, and will contribute. Resolve, resolve. 26, we have 25 cards in our deck. This will be lethal. So thank you very much, opponent. Thank you, Hody, wherever you are, if you are watching this channel. Thank you for letting me play the combo out. I'm sure the people really appreciate it. We are facing Hopeless. Oh, that's sad. All right, we'll hang on to this. But Now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. Out of my hands, I'm hopelessly devoted to blue. Oh, good old hand hate. Takes the Kiora. Interesting. It really is the Lotus. I shouldn't be telling you this. I may face you on ladder. And nobody seems to quite know what to do against this deck yet. I had somebody remove 3 of my 4 Nyx Lotus. I had to go through, basically I had to go through like my whole deck. But when I had to find my 4th one. But eventually I did, and I still won. So if the opponent attacks here, I'm just blocking. I'm happy to time walk them. If they want to pump, it buys me time. I will take the time. It does not bother me. They're not developing their board. My life total is high. Borrower is sweet. So is the land, though. And I might need it. I'm taking... Lotus next turn has no devotion. It's pretty awkward. But I think I take this, play the Lotus next turn. The following turn, I have 5 mana. I Cavalier of Gales, I Lotus, I Thassa's Oracle, and we go from there? Alright. I don't know. Maybe I don't block the Knight this turn. Or maybe my opponent gets tired of this routine. Yeah, they're tired of it. They see that this is a tempo game. Ooh, Treacherous Blessing, just straight draw 3? Wow. Strong. Witch's Oven. Have you ever seen such a card? Save this to go with the Cavalier, maybe, if we draw another land. Here's the Lotus. And now I'm done blocking with Thassa. Now I want my Oracle to generate devotion. Sucks. That's what that does. That sucks. Very aggressive format, everybody. Our draw hasn't been easy on us. Wow, letting me draw a card, though. All right, you got my devotion to 0, but it's not going to stay that way. Didn't get to do the Cavalier Fable Passage combo, off by 1 mana. It happens. Draw 3. Put 2 back. What do I want to protect? I really want to protect... I want very much to protect the Gadwick. I guess the other Cavalier of Gales probably isn't coming down this turn. So I think that's fine. Alright. Play the Kiora. When we untap this, we'll have 4 devotion instead of 3. So we can play the Thassa, which will be turned on, which will draw a card for Kiora, and then we'll bounce our Cavalier of Gales. But I could do this again, because I have another Kiora. It would net me a mana. Is that worth it? I don't think so. I think we want to save this to do even more next turn. Although, I have 1. I untap it again. No, I can't play the Oracle and the Kiora in any way. Plus I know I like what I have on top, so I think Thassa here is great. Trigger. Move to end step. Cavalier of Gales. Trigger, trigger. And now you see the straight up Thassa Cavalier of Gales game that I believe, hope and believe, is good enough to compete when our combo is a little disrupted. I think it's enough to keep the opponent too busy to kill us, and then we just go nuts. But let's see what happens. Our opponent has a Yara. A Yara will hurt us. Do they have removal for the Cavalier of Gales so that Rankle gets to keep running amok? I don't think they do. Witch's Oven, Knight of the Ebon Legion. Yeah, they're about to suffer. They are about to suffer. So I think playing another Cavalier of Gales is a great start. I would love to also use the Oracle. Maybe I play Oracle and then I use that mana for another Kiora, but I think I'd already have enough mana. And this, actually the most devotion is 4 from these two. So maybe that's where we need to be. Play a Brazen Borrower. Play a Thassa's Oracle. Again, I'm going to try to do this reasonably quickly because how it can tilt opponents into conceding, which I don't really want. So I don't see a way to untap here, so I'm going to submit 0 and not take any of these, because what we want are more ways to untap the Lotus. Alright, Cavalier. Trigger. Alright, put these away. Still 5 open. So we can untap you. Play another Kiora. Save you. Alright. Tap you. Untap. Tap you. 26. We want to make sure we have 3 left over. That goes down to 23, then 3. So we're Gadwick for 20. Oh yeah. And we found one. A way to untap the Lotus. Shouldn't be a problem, to be honest. I do think we still have 1 Oracle left in the deck. We're at 18 cards in the deck. Our devotion is up to 16. So all we have to do is find the Oracle and play a few cards. There is another Kiora right here, right now. And there's another Monitor. So we'll just make all this mana and play out the untap effects. We should have enough mana to do everything we need to do. Ooh, I should just tap the Ovens so it doesn't hold priority for my opponent anymore. That would be gentlemanly. Yeah. So get that. Oh, and the opponent will scoop it up. With 18 cards left, I also have the Fail Wishes. I can, granted, go get Unsummon, bounce my Oracle, replay it, and that would be the game. Ice Bank Mice Elf? Why? Leyline, let's do it. Boom. Send a message. Everything we have has flash. Our Lotus has flash. Our Thassa has flash. Our Fae of Wishes. They all flashes. Your go. Decide whether or not we want to 1-4 here. That is really obnoxious. And what do we want to do with that? I think we could let the Borrower go, to be honest. That is really bad for us being on the play, down a card and down another card on the board in the ley line. That is really unfortunate. Okay, we're drawing the lands. If our opponent hits us with like 1 more of these, it's going to be quite the tilt. I think I want to save this because instant speed, I can go get a card to rejuvenate our life total. So I'm not blocking here. Doing the cat thing. Freaking cats. Okay, Tamret 2/5 gets booty equal to your devotion to black. Pretty hyped up critter. Let's say go. It's cat time. Why wouldn't it be cat time? This is a race now. Once we play Lotus and have Thassa and Oracle, there might be some nutty stuff we can get up to. Down to 13. Gotta be ready for that Gray Merchant, right? Ooh, no plays. Looks like our opponent has a Murderous Rider. Another land. So on our opponent's turn, we can flash in the Oracle and the Thassa? Yeah. And then next turn, or maybe we just Fae of Wishes. and go get the finale. It's a little tricky. It depends what we reveal with the Oracle. Let's say go. How are we gonna do this? I'm sure once the opponent attacks, I'll be trying to figure out the best way to mess with them. They did miss a land drop, which is great for us in terms of them playing Grey Merchant of Asphodel to burn us out. It means we probably have 2 more turns. Well, they drew a land. All right. Let's tap here. Flash in the Oracle. Trigger on the stack. The opponent will try to interact. Okay, so right now this makes 4. I could play the Fae of Wishes as a 1/4. Linking it doesn't do much with the Thassa, which is a little unfortunate. Right now this is a trigger for 4, but when it resolves, it's going to be about how much devotion we have. What if can I tutor here? And if so, what for? I could get an unsummon and replay the Oracle. That would be not the worst. It really depends what I can draw next turn. Let's do the cool play. So we still have the trigger on. Let's play this. This will be our new 1/4 blocker. And submit 0. Don't want any of those. Pretty rough. Let's get 2 devotion off the battlefield by blocking the Fenlurker. Go to 9. Opponent might be thinking of removing this Fae of Wishes. I'm okay with that. They're trying to contain my board very aggressively. It is a tactic you can take. So we want to play Thassa first, right? Adds another devotion so that now our Oracle works better. Because we still want an Oracle here to set up our draw, because we also want to blink it. We want to give ourselves every chance of getting there. Gadwick is perfect. So we don't need the blink necessarily now, and we can use the Nyx Lotus to tap down the Tamaret, so we're okay. We're just going to pick the Gadwick again, but that's okay. If in case you're afraid of losing the card you put on top, you can dodge it. Ooh, okay. Our opponent left themselves without food, so they have to sack that? What does that mean they're getting up to? Probably nothing good. The cat. The cat is back. Down to 8. Alright, scary life totals. The cat's attack is far from clean. I see, you had another. It is legendary. We'll just tap this because we can. The ability on Thassa can help keep you alive, so something to keep in mind. So we want 3 mana left, so we want to draw 5, because we might find a way to untap this. Of course, we can also go off at instant speed, right? But not letting the opponent have another turn could be really nice. Hit me. We hit the monitor, and we hit the Kiora. Let's tap the oven so that their auto priority thing runs out, if they're smart enough to sack their food. Untap this. You remember how this goes, right, friends? Draw card. Rip 3. This is actually the mono black matchup feels okay as long as they don't curve so flawlessly into Grey Merchant that you just auto lose. It's been fine. See if I can find a way to scry those to the bottom. But we still have 5 more devotion here to use. May as well just play another Kiora and keep the party going. Play this one because it adds to our devotion for the next use of the Lotus. All right. Here's the Cav. So it would be nice to have another way to keep this thing cooking. We can still potentially go off on our end step if we draw our way through like the dead cards, but it looks like we might stall out a bit. So this can scry a lot, but it doesn't draw another card immediately. Another Leyline adds to devotion. We can untap this to make a bunch of mana, but we can't do anything with it. So I think we say go here. And yeah, we've got some attacks. Their life total is a resource. They can chump it with a cat. Your call. All right. We could untap our Kiora. Doesn't seem terrible. And we'll go scrying 18 deep in our deck to make sure we have a Gadwick on top of our deck to continue the combo next turn since we fizzled out. Uh-huh, you garried me and I'm dead. No, I'm at 1. No, the cat. They even drew the land. They even top decked the land. Bravo. Bravo, Mono Black. Bravo, Mono Black. Bravo.
This is not over.